My name is Destroying Sanity. Today, we're going to be talking about a series that I want to beat in the upcoming years. Now, the reason I say upcoming years is because it takes me a while to beat certain games, and I don't have that much free time, but there is a lot of franchises out there that I want to play and beat. And we're going to talk about them. I'll probably put some video clips and some pictures or whatever as I talk about this. And I don't know why my webcam decided to do a regular ratio or whatever you want to call it, 4:3. It doesn't want to do widescreen. I don't know. I really don't care. I don't care. Okay, so we're gonna start out with the Nintendo franchises. Obviously, I grew up with Nintendo. My first console was a Nintendo, a NES. It was my first console. Loved the heck out of it. Didn't get one again until I was like 18. There's like a couple of franchises that I want to beat on Nintendo that I haven't beat all the games. The first one's gonna be Donkey Kong. That one's gonna be probably my main series on the Nintendo platform because Donkey Kong doesn't have that much games. It has Donkey Kong Country 1, 2, 3, Donkey Kong Land 1 through 3, Donkey Kong 64. I believe it has the 2 drum games, Bongo games, and then you got the Wii Donkey Kong game and the Wii U/Switch game. So this doesn't have that many games, so it should be much easier. That one I could probably finish in a month if I decided to play. Then you have the Metroid series. I've only beat Metroid 1 through, I think, Super. That's about it. I don't think I've ever played past Super. I do own all the games for Metroid. At the time that I remember, I know I don't have the newest one that came out on 3DS, and I don't have that other one, the Metroid Force, I think it was called. I'm not gonna play that. What the freak's the matter with Nintendo? I'm not gonna play that. So there's that as well. I'm not gonna play Metroid Force. It doesn't look like a Metro game to me. I own most of the, if I remember correctly, I own every single Metroid game besides those ones, Metroid Force and the one that came out on 3DS, pretty much Metroid 2. So that's a series that I really want to finish. I think I've only played up to Super. I did play a little bit of the Game Boy Advance ones, but I never actually finished those games. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm just mentioning the games that I actually finished. So I only finished 3 Metroid games out of like a big lineup. They had a lot of games, and I want to finish that series one of these days. I don't know when. As I said, it takes time, and honestly, I don't have time to play a lot of video games. Okay, the other Nintendo franchise that I want to play, like beat the series, is the Super Mario games. I'm really behind Super Mario. The last game I played on Super Mario was the Nintendo Wii New Super Mario Brothers. I believe that's what the title was. I don't remember if I beat that game. I know I played that game with my brothers. We played 3 players. Great game. I love the heck out of that game. That game is legitimately a great game. I don't know if we beat it. I can't remember. I'll have to probably look at a save file. But that was the last game I played. I haven't played any of the other games like, Odyssey. Galaxy, I never played the Galaxy games, so I do want to play Super Mario series, finish it someday in the future. I don't know what year. The Super Mario games aren't really my priority at the moment. So I put Metroid and Donkey Kong above Mario games. Mario games are great and all, but it's just, I'm talking about the main like lineup, not the party games and the racing games and the. I forgot to mention that too. When I mean about being a certain series, I'm not mentioning their side games. Like Mario has like tennis, golf, karts. I'm talking about the mainline series, just the main, story progression one. But yeah, Nintendo, that's all I could think of for now. There's a lot of Legend of Zelda. I really want to finish beating the series on that. There's a lot of games on Zelda that I haven't beat. And I own the majority of the Zelda games. The ones I don't own at the moment, Breath of the Wild. Is that how you say? Breathe of the Wild or Breath of the Wild? That one, I had it, but I sold it. I sold that in 2020. I sold that game because I think it was sold out for a while. Not only were the Switches sold out, but I think the games were very limited at the time as well. I think Animal Crossing also when it went, like it wasn't, they were a low on stock as well. So yeah, I sold Breath of the Wild. I played it a little bit, but I didn't finish it. There's still a lot of games though that I haven't finished at all. But that was the last one that I played. That's the last game that I played. So yeah, that's pretty much about it for the Nintendo. I would say Pokemon, but I'm not really interested in beating the Pokemon series anytime soon. Alright, so what's the next series? We're gonna go with Sega. That's right, I said Sega. Sega. Okay, Sega. Let me tell you something about Sega, man. I'm a big Sega fan. I own a lot of Sega consoles, Sega games, and Sega has a bunch of great series. I really want to finish the Phantasy Star series. Phantasy Star, so good. Phantasy Star is really good. People don't understand how good the series is. The last game I played from Phantasy Star was the first one on the Master System. That's the last one I beat. It was no, it wasn't the last one I played. The last Phantasy Star I played was Phantasy Star Online, but I didn't play for too much. Before that was Phantasy Star Online 2, and before that it was Phantasy Star 1. Phantasy Star Online 1. That was the last game I played. I spent hours playing Phantasy Star Online. It's a great game. Love it. I play on PC just due to the fact that they got episode 4. That's the only reason why I mostly play on PC, and everyone would say play it on PC. If you want to play nostalgia, I mean, not play, but feel nostalgia, you can play on the Dreamcast and GameCube version. Online is still compatible. Phantasy Star series is not that long. You got Phantasy Star 1 through 4. You got Phantasy Star Online, Phantasy Star Online 2, Phantasy Star Universe, Phantasy Star Portable 2, and Portable 2 Infinity, and Phantasy Star Nova. Phantasy Star Nova is pretty much Phantasy Star Online, but it's more like a single player and was made for the Vita, so you could like take it on the go without having to play online, I believe. Great series. It's a long series, by the way. Even though these have short games, they're pretty long. Phantasy Star Universe had Vanilla Universe, and then they had like Illumination of something. Bought that game for like $10 on PS2. I was so glad. That game goes for a lot of money at the time that I bought it. I think it's probably still more expensive right now to this day. But it's really great. I like the story a lot on Phantasy Star Portable. And it's a continuation from the previous Phantasy Star Universe game, so it's pretty cool. And that's pretty much it for Phantasy Star. Obviously, I want to play the Sonic games. I've beaten at least over half of the Sonic games out there. I beat them on stream. I've beaten them on YouTube videos. You can watch them. I got a couple of videos on YouTube. Most of the games that I beat on Sonic were on stream many years ago. Back in 2018, I believe it was. I beat like Sonic R, Sonic 1 through 3, Sonic CD. I've been in the Sonic 4 games recently. Sonic Adventure, Sonic Adventure 2. I've beaten like a lot of the mainline Sonic games, but I have not beaten the Game Gear games, the Master System games. I haven't played Sonic Colors. Actually, no, that's a lie. I did play Sonic Colors on PC. I haven't played Sonic Unleashed. Haven't played Sonic the Secret Rings or whatever it's called. I haven't beat Sonic Generations. I haven't beat there's a lot of games. A lot of the modern ones I haven't really beat. Sonic 06 obviously I haven't even played it. So yeah, most of the games that I haven't beat are the modern Sonic games. When it comes to the classic, I've pretty much already played and beat them. So there's that, obviously. Another series that I want to beat from the Sega, the Sega brand is Yakuza games. Yakuza is honestly, no joke, a freaking wonderful game. It's freaking amazing. I personally love the Yakuza series, and I really one day hope to beat the whole series. That's going to take a couple of years. The game is really long. You could spend up to 20 hours playing the game. Not because the story or whatever is that long. There's just so much to do in that game that you spend the whole time doing all these side quests. And it's freaking wonderful. The game, like I said, legit wonderful, I say. It's just so freaking wonderful. Another franchise. A lot of people say it's not a Sega franchise. Sega owns Atlas, by the way. A lot of people think Sega is... I don't know. People don't say Persona is not a Sega franchise. It's owned by... It's owned by Sega, so it is their franchise. I don't quite understand why people constantly, and I mean constantly, say that Persona is not a Sega franchise. It is. They own it. Explanation? Whatever. Sega owns Atlas, so they own Persona. Persona is a series that I really love. I've never played 4. I've never played 3. I've never even played 5. I played 1 and 2. That's the series I want to finish because I want to beat 1 through 5. And I just can't play 5 or 4. I can't skip. So I played 1. I played 2. I'm not going to skip 3 and 4 to play 5. Everybody's that I know been telling me to play Persona 5. I'm not going to skip the games. And someone had the audacity to tell me that Persona 4 is not in the same world or universe as the previous game. That's how you know people are not that very smart. Persona 5 does fall in the same universe. You could look it up online. All the Persona games are in the same universe. They're just spread out in different years. I don't know how many years it was, but I believe like Persona 1, let's just say that's where it starts, obviously. And then I believe like 5 years later, Persona 2, the game starts after 5 years later of the events of Persona 1. And then I think there's a lot of years apart from each of the game, but they're still part of the same universe. There is still, like, if you played the previous games, you'll understand some of the Easter eggs or some of the characters that they mentioned, but people don't understand that. People think that they don't mention the older games. I'm like, oh man, come on. It's not Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy Understandable is not. I think they're all different multiverses and whatever we want to call it. Persona, I want to beat it. I'm in part. So part 2. Persona 2 has 2 parts. Sin of Punishment, I think, was one of them. God, I don't even know the names sometimes. I think it was Sin of Punishment. Where's my phone? I don't even have my phone right now. But there's 2 parts of Persona 2, and I need to play the other part. But it's still good though. There's so many games out there. This is the main reason I'm talking about this stuff, is because it's like Innocent Sin. Oh my goodness, I was wrong. But how you call it? That's just how it goes, man. It goes how you call it? Internal Punishment. Okay. What did I say? Sin of Punishment? I was close. I think I said that. So Persona, another game. It takes a long time. I do want to beat this series someday in the future. I really love Persona. Persona is a great series. I hope one day to finish the whole series, and I'll be satisfied. For that, that's pretty much for Sega. I don't really have too many other games. It just seems to be more Nintendo and Sega. Oh well, let's talk about Square Enix. Obviously, boom. Okay, Square Enix has a Dragon Quest game. They've re-released games in English. I don't know why they haven't released it on PS4. It's only been released on like Switch and mobile. But I would love to play all the Dragon Quest games. It's not a priority. Definitely not a priority. That would be in the back, as I would like to beat that series, but it's not a very important part. The other Square Enix game I would like to finish is Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy, I have not beaten all the Final Fantasy. I beaten Final Fantasy 1 through 7. I played Final Fantasy 10. I haven't beat it, sadly. It's one of my favorite games, but I haven't beat it. Save file corruptions, classic times. I did play 9 for a little bit. I can't get into 9. 8, I had a lot of problems with 8. My memory card kept corrupting my save files, so I had to start all over constantly, and it just got to the point where I was so pissed of having to start all over every single time. And that's why I stopped playing it. But a lot of corruptions back then with memory cards. I'm glad that we don't experience that anymore with newer consoles and PC and stuff. So Final Fantasy is a franchise I want to beat. There's a lot of games that I still have left. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Did I say 11? 11 is the online one. I don't think I'll play that one at all, though. I probably would. I probably would not. I don't know. I'll have to think about it. I don't have that much free time. When you play MMOs, that takes a lot of the time of your gaming, sessions. If you play MMOs, you're just going to be playing that. That's just usually how it goes, typically. So Final Fantasy on the Square Enix, yeah, definitely would like to play all the Final Fantasy games again and finish some of them. I have not. There's a fan game where someone, I forgot what it was called, Final Fantasy 7. It's about the Turks. Someone actually made a game available on PC, because originally it was on the regular flip phones. And someone, I think, did a translation, fan made. You could play pretty much the game on the computer, and you could, go through that Turk storyline. It's not that long of a game. I think it's like an hour or something. Mobile games weren't that long. So yeah, that's all I could think of. If I can't think of any other franchises that I would like to beat, any other series, that means they're not in my mind. I can't think of any other. I'm trying to think right now. Is there any other video game series that I would love to beat? I'm looking around. I can't think of. I can't think of any games that I would like to beat or finish, because I'm looking around. I can't find. I can't look at the games. I can't see what I'm missing out on. These franchises are literally the ones that I honestly want to beat. I can't think of any other franchises. If I can't think about them, chances are I'm not really that interested or trying to beat them. The ones that I mentioned are pretty much on my priority list. I really want to play Donkey Kong for some reason. I don't know why, but I really, really want to play Donkey Kong lately. So there's that to consider. I definitely want to play that game again. It's just a classic, a hood classic, my boy. But yeah, anyways, leave a comment below. Tell me what series you guys are trying to beat. Which game or franchise do you want to finish all the games? Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Until then, I'm out. Peace.